Mark Maskey of the Washington Post on Friday, as soon as we went off the air, reported that the league is seeking a significant, that's the word he used, suspension of Deshaun Watson. And one source on Watson's side of the case said the league was probably, that's the quote he used there, will seek a suspension of a full season, calendar year of the NFL, telling Deshaun Watson, you're out. Now, there is a process that we have really yet to see in effect because this was collectively bargained by the union and the league last time around, that there is an independent investigator that is looking into this, and that if this investigator comes up with a decision of no suspension, that's the end of it. But if the investigator comes up with any suspension, the league and the commissioner have the right to alter it. The league can say fewer games, the league could say more games, and then that goes to appeal. So this thing's going to play out for a while, and guess what? It looks messy because according to Mark Maskey, the Players Association also gave a little bit of a birdie talk to him in the same way that someone from the league told Mark Maskey, we're looking at something significant. The Players Association's like, we're going to actually take the stance that Watson shouldn't have that significant suspension because certain owners of the NFL were involved in salacious matters, and they didn't get that suspension handed to them. And the name that was mentioned to be working with the Players Association for this is somebody who the NFL kind of doesn't like. Let's just put it that way. His name is Jeffrey Kessler. Does that name ring a bell to you?
Yes.
Okay. So Ugliness is coming. And this was something that happened on Friday. You know how I feel about what's going on with Deshaun Watson, his case, and the depositions that are now coming to light that have already been taken in the civil suits, and more civil suits being added with more details that are vile if true, and Watson is doing a dreadful job talking about it. Dreadful. The word salad coming out of his mouth that came out of his mouth last week, absolutely lacking. And the court of public opinion is wide open on this. And the cases are beyond the pale in terms of numbers and so far away from being handled. I guess discovery in the pre-trial for all of this stuff on the civil side of things ends at the end of this month. So at least that's around the corner. But if he gets suspended significantly, I think he should be on the commissioner's exempt list. I think he should be off the field right now. But the league, I guess, is going to make a move before training camp. And if he does get suspended for, say, a year, I wouldn't bat an eyelash on that. Calvin Ridley got a year for making a horrible mistake, but also dreadful bets. But, I mean, this to me sounds like totally understandable based on, again, what I've seen in his utter lack of being able to describe it. And if the new cases coming out proves that he hasn't been straight up with the league, who apparently he met with for 4 days, or the Browns, well, then that's definitely all she wrote on that. If he gets a year, easily the worst contract a team has ever given a player, ever. Because they, Browns, backed Watson's play by not only guaranteeing every dollar of his contract, but in the first year alone, where he was most open to being suspended, they had his back by creating a construct where only one of the $46 million is subject to being lost due to a suspension. The other $45 million goes right into his bank. So the Browns would essentially pay him $45 million for sitting out for a year based on his behavior that they knew about and also knew is entirely possible that there's stuff that they didn't know. In advance, I'm telling you right now, two things. One, if that year-long suspension comes, easily the worst contract a team has ever given a player, ever. Here's $45 million for you to absolutely embarrass us. Here's $45 million for us to yoke our reputation to yours. And you don't play it down. And we'll get through it with Jacoby Brissett or throw ourselves at Baker Mayfield. Like those would be their best options on the spot. For a team that's ready and filled with players who are ready to go right now, who are, by the way, terrific.
Good team.
Yeah.
And would be thoroughly let down by the whole process. That's one. Two, before a down even gets played in 2022, Deshaun Watson would be the number one quarterback under the most pressure, to use the parlance of shows like this in time slots like this.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
2023, the quarterback under the most pressure, period. Number one, don't talk to me about anybody else. And I don't care what happens between now and then.
So it won't be Dak is what you're saying.
Don't talk to me about Rodgers or Dak or anybody else. He's already in that position now, as far as I'm concerned.
He's on the list.
Okay, because then both player and team would flush one of the 5 guaranteed years right down the toilet. And he'd be gone 2 years in a row. And the Browns would have a ready-made roster to win right now. And the year could be so long, with all due respect to Jacoby Brissett. Or Baker Mayfield, who, by the way, if they throw themselves at him and somehow he grants their request to play for them, which, you know, I told you, GTFOH is what he's going to tell them. But putting it all together, okay, he would... If he wins, I'd root for him so significantly.
Baker Mayfield?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He would rehabilitate his career, win for the Browns, walk off and say, floor's yours, Deshaun. Good for you. Good luck. Browns, you're on the hook for $46 million per, all guaranteed. How's that escrow taste? Oh, God.
Tell me how my escrow tastes.
Tell me how my escrow tastes is what he would basically say. But, again, I've told you, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be on another team. You're already hearing the Carolina Panthers say what they're saying about their quarterback's position. But that's what I thought of when I read this story in the Washington Post on Friday, that the league is considering a serious, significant suspension for Watson. You know. 1 full year. See you later. And that's the way the league should go, because what happens if they make a move, and I know they can adjust a suspension as they see fit if that works. But so if they go less than that and more stuff comes out, it'll be like, how did you not know? What didn't you know? Blah, 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 blah. Why didn't you speak to that person? Why didn't you speak to that one? Just cover your base. See you later. We'll see you in 2023. You've done a horrible job explaining yourself. The Browns, you made this move. Too bad. Browns fans, some of them are already defending Deshaun Watson in a way I feel like, you know, I'm saving my thumb movements to go back at these folks. It's just like, I see what you're saying. Whatever. You want to defend somebody who's never played it down for you because you believe in the Haslams? Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
How much would it take? Let's say I'm making you Baker Mayfield, Rich. How much would it take from the Browns, money-wise, to play this year?
You can't give him any more. It's his contract. You can't adjust his contract. That thing's done.
Yeah.
That's done.
You could give him a $30 million bonus if you felt like it.
I don't believe those are rules that you can actually do.
I mean, hey, Baker. I'm leaving a suitcase at the corner of.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're going to have to talk about some Browns
paper
bag money right
Sounds
there.
great.
Just go pick it up.
Sounds great.
Here's a key.
Yeah, I know.
To a safety
key
deposit
to a locker
box.
at the Cleveland Municipal bus station.
Code word progressive.
Like 40 more
Pick
million?
it up. Yeah, no. Sorry.
Well, you got to do something.
Sorry.
Something.
That's what I thought. I thought to me, what a whole. I mean, the whole team's on hold. Baker's on hold. The team's on hold. They're on hold. And I guess if they know before training camp, then you know, and they've got a spectacularly good coach. I love this guy. Tough spot. Kevin Stefanski, I love him. Myles Garrett is a warrior. I mean, they have got some players. Amari Cooper is ready and waiting. You got it set up. And you don't know who the quarterback's going to be. And it sure doesn't look like it's going to be like, what would it possibly have to happen to allow Deshaun Watson to appear for game 1 this year? It's just not happening. You already see what the league is, the indication of what the league's going to do. And the Players Association is drawing a battle line, and they're going to go for it in the courts. And there's not going to be any way, shape, or form Deshaun Watson suits up for this team in week 1 after I read that story on Friday. And then the question is, how long is it going to be? If it's a year, worst contract team's ever given somebody, Deshaun Watson, under the most pressure of any quarterback in 2023, and there hasn't even been a training camp snap in 2022. That's what I thought on all those fronts.